What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Cybertruck FSD video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at version 13.2.6, which has been out for just a little bit, but it's recently made its way to a wider range of Cybertrucks and other models. But currently, I just have it on the Cybertruck here. Once we get it on the Model 3, we'll take it out for a spin as well. But here are the patch notes on screen. Nothing really significant stands out to me. Still got the 36 hertz full res hardware 4 inputs, native hardware 4 input, 4.2x data scaling, 5x training compute scaling, speed profiles on both city streets and highways, improved reward predictions for collision avoidance, and dynamic routing along road closures. We still don't have the ability to do unpark, reverse, or park capabilities. Better handling for emergency vehicles. We don't have any of that yet. So not a super significant point release, but I wanted to go ahead and check it out with you guys and see if I notice anything significant from our last Cybertruck drive. So let's go ahead and get a destination put in and get going. So like I mentioned, we're not going to be able to go in reverse here. So I am going to have to tap reverse, back us up, and then start going. All right, we noticed this car pulling out, so we went ahead and stopped. We're going to go ahead and let them out. Very polite. Weird little area because it's like there's no stop signs. There's people coming from all sides. Seems like it can't really. This is technically fine because we don't really have anywhere we can go. Don't know if I'm going to need to give it a nudge or not, though. Maybe after this car? Yeah, we should go after this. All right, we're going now. So not the quickest off the release there, but technically it didn't do anything wrong. Those parking lot things are complicated when there's not a whole lot of marking around and you're kind of just, it's a feel thing off of the other drivers. And while we're just sitting here, I did want to give a huge shout out to YesLac for partnering with me on this video, and they were kind enough to send me some of their super nice Tesla accessories. We've got a little protective floor mat down here around this kind of cargo tray area. We've got some under seat bins in the back. We've got some all-weather liners for the front and for the cargo area in the back and the underneath portion. So if you guys want to check out any of their awesome Cybertruck accessories or any of their other great Tesla accessories, click the link down in the description and use my discount code Metz Tech to get 15% off. I took us back kind of this windy path back here because I just wanted to see how well it does staying in the middle of the lane on these really tight little sections here, because that's something that the Cybertruck has struggled with in the past. And, you know, I just want to see how we've improved on our point releases here. Stopping has been buttery smooth so far. I've definitely noticed that. It was a little bit of an issue in previous versions, but it's been really nice so far. Came to the stop at that stop sign, didn't hesitate, we went. But like I said, this is a nice little kind of, you almost do this number a little bit, and we'll see how something this size handles that and whether it's smooth or not, because it's very smooth on my Model 3. And I know I've mentioned this in one of my Model 3 videos, but you guys may not have seen that, but I have been using FSD more now than I ever have before. I would say probably like 80 to 90% of my drives are fully FSD. And I've kind of got this full Tesla ecosystem down where I'm using my app to climate control my car, and then it's kind of parked far away from me at work, so I'll summon it to me and then it'll pull out in front and it's fully heated up already and ready to go. I hop in, I press home on my FSD and it just starts driving me home. It's like almost fully autonomous outside of me having to push a couple buttons. So absolutely crazy. And that's one of the reasons why I love Tesla so much, because, you know, all that stuff can feel a little bit gimmicky, but when you put it in real world action and it works, it's really nice. Now we are in the hurry profile, and I'm noticing that we are still going a little bit below or right at the speed limit. Again, nothing wrong with going right at the speed limit, but when you're in the hurry profile, you kind of expect it to be a little bit more on its horses, if you will, and we are not. We are cruising, and we've got the max set to 50 miles an hour, and we're still kind of just crawling back through here. So now we're a little bit over here. We're at 39, which is perfectly reasonable here. Again, nice, smooth stopping. Little bit of a dramatic acceleration there, but it doesn't really bother me. It's doing a really good job. I mean, these are small lanes. You got traffic, you know, both sides. You're kind of winding through, and it's doing fine. So you can see on that sign there, we're kind of getting into this zone where it's a little bit tight. It's hard to see what's coming. We're going nice and slow, and when I say slow, I mean right at the speed limit. So, fine, it's fine. It's not slow. It's the proper speed. Once we do this little wind through, we'll hop up on the highway and see how we do. That turned really nicely. That's a decently sharp turn, and you're turning right towards a curb, but it didn't go too wide, even though there's another lane there that it could have gone in. It stayed nice and concise, made that turn relatively close to the curb, but in a way that would have been appropriate if there would have been a car in the other lane. So that was nice. Just a little thing, but makes a difference. Makes it feel very precise. So again, 39 and a 35, totally fine. Again, this is, you know, middle of the day on lunch type of drive here, so not crazy when it comes to traffic, but again, as I've mentioned in the past, like, my area just doesn't have a ton of traffic. I mean, every once in a while you can find like one specific road, but most of the time it's just straight line, just kind of bumper to bumper deal, so not a lot of congestion around this area, but it is just interesting to see how the car improves in like smoothness, if you notice any additional weird behaviors, you know, braking, stop sign behavior, light behavior, that kind of stuff. But so far, like I said, really nothing to complain about. Acceleration's been fine, braking's been fine, it's not waiting too long at lights. I really want them to start bringing some of these actual V13 things to the Cybertruck though. FSD from park, unpark, reverse, all that kind of stuff, because I just want to see how something this size handles if you put it in a tight corridor and it has to kind of do a bunch of, you know, point turns, how it actually does. I think that'd be really cool, but No such thing yet. Like I mentioned before, this is my dad's Cybertruck. He had it for about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and was driving it daily because we had some bad weather here and it was a lot really icy, snowy, that kind of stuff. And he said he has never driven a car or truck that handled weather conditions that smoothly. He said he never had any slippage, never had any sliding. It just went right through everything. Snow, ice, heavy rain, you name it, steady as a rock. So I thought that was really cool that he got to try that and experience that. His other car is not, it's not the case. So, wow. We are now on the hurry profile, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and turn that down. Set that to 70 max. But I kind of wanted to take it through all that snow and off, you know, out in some land where it's really piled up and see how it did. I just didn't get the opportunity to. But maybe next time I will. So as soon as we got off those city streets, we went like that with the speed. So interesting that it's performing more aggressively on the highway than on the city streets as far as, you know, maintaining a higher speed than you've got set. Take me around this guy that's got his hazards on here. It's like a big, like, oil truck or something. I don't know what that is. Some drum barrel truck of sorts. Midwest Environmental Services. Could mean anything. So we're going to drop down to 55 here. It's still staying that same speed. I'm going to drop it. It went back up to 80. I don't know why that did that. So I set it to 70 and it went back to 80. But we'll leave it at 65 here. Just to maintain traffic flow. I would like us to get out of the left lane though. If we're going to be doing this. There's a car behind us. I'm just going to not touch it. But I would like to not be cruising in the left lane here going 65. Get over, Cybertruck. Get out of the way here. They are riding my bum. Which they should. I'm going 65 in the left turn lane. Or the passing lane, I should say. With no indication that we're getting over. Now we do have a big semi pushing us kind of from the right, so that might be why it's hesitant to get over. It's right in our blind spot now, so you can see here. This car's going around me. So you'll notice now that this semi is right on our right here, the Cybertruck's hugging the left lane pretty hard, or the left side of the lane pretty hard. That's really nice, keeping it away from that semi. But I don't really want to drive like side by side with this semi necessarily. I'm going to bump our speed up a little bit. Because I don't really like being parallel with the semis. We've been riding this left lane the whole time, which is not great. I wonder if I manually remove us from the left lane, if it's going to put me right back in the left lane or not. I'm going to try that in a sec. Once I get past this car, I'm going to indicate that I want to get over. Cybertruck's getting over. And then I'm going to just see what it does here. If it will leave me in this lane or put me back over. I shouldn't have to do that. And I'm not calling that a disengagement in any way. But one of those little annoying things that I just shouldn't have to do. It should just not ride the left lane. Unless we're going to be blistering fast, which you could do, but you run the risk of obviously getting a ticket. But yeah, I mean, highway stuff's pretty boring. We're doing a great job of staying in the middle of the lane. When we're not in the left lane, it's great. You know, we're just cruising. Obviously, this has all been hands-free ever since, what, 12.6 or 12.3.6 or something like that. Yeah, it's been great. Keeping my eyes straight ahead and just You know, I can turn around and, you know, look out the windows and stuff and then move my head back and it doesn't go crazy or anything. Again, I don't know how people are getting strikes because I've driven a lot of freaking FSD miles and I've never even had a disengagement like due to not paying attention. So strikes, get people getting like strikes alone and then enough strikes to like lose FSD for a period of time. It's crazy. And if you guys are interested in picking up a Tesla for yourself, definitely use my link down in the description. It'll give me a little kickback, but it'll also get you guys a really great discount. Right now, they're doing $2,500 off a Model 3. So if you've been on the fence about picking a new Model 3 up, definitely use that link. Go grab one. They're absolutely awesome. Again, like I said, it helps me out a little bit, helps me get closer to my goal of upgrading my Model 3, and obviously you guys will get the discount. This whole ramp is new, like very recently new, and opened up to what, 4 lanes now, which is crazy. It used to just be a 1-lane little ramp. So maybe it's not having the most up-to-date navigation that's giving it some weird behavior. It wasn't doing anything wrong. It just was kind of like indecisive a little bit, and I could feel it. I doubt it comes across on screen, but I could just feel kind of hesitating and kind of feeling it out. But it's made to do that, right? It shouldn't rely solely on the navigation. Obviously, they can work in tandem, but it should be able to use the camera system to kind of feel out its environment in real time, as it does in many other situations. Again, nothing wrong, no disengagements, just a little bit kind of stuttery behavior there. But everything on the highway's been great. Our little city drive kind of weaving through those back road areas was fine too. Get a little bit here right off the highway on one of these main roads and then call it a video. But like I said, so far, really, really nice. This is probably the best Cybertruck drive I've ever had on FSD. I know I had one that was really good in the past, but this one's been like almost flawless as far as smoothness and braking and even acceleration. All it's a little quick, but you know, I think we are in beast mode, so it's probably part of it. But at this point, really, you're just nitpicking, right? I'm just like, this doesn't feel the smoothest ever, or this doesn't feel exactly how I would do it, or whatever. It's like, still perfectly passable, and I've been driven around from the second that I started this video to now without touching anything, so crazy. Truly. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. Let me know down in the comments what's your experience been like on 13.2.6, either on the Cybertruck or on any of your other Tesla vehicles if you have it. I'd also like to hear about your experience with version 12.6.3 or whatever the newest 12 version is, because I don't have a hardware 3 car, so I can't really test it, but I'd love to hear how it's kind of behaving for you guys. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.